do another RWBY Talks about. I am RWBY, and we're going to talk about something positive again. Yes! It may become a positive series for once. But anyway, so I finally got to watch basically the beginning of the anime. Episode 3 of Season 1 of Ice Queeendom. Lucy hasn't watched it yet, but she'll watch it pretty soon. And it was really good. I was wondering how they would incorporate more anime style, more traditional Japanese anime stylings into RWBY, which is, you know, an anime, but it's not a traditional Japanese one. And it worked out well. It worked out really, really well. There'll be spoilers, of course. And this is basically when the anime actually begins in episode 3. And you can still watch episode 1 through 3, the free version. Episode 1 through 3 is a block on Crunchyroll, or at least you used to. There you go. At least you used to when I recorded the last video. The last RWBY Talks about. And yeah, there are more things I want to talk about Ice Queeendom. And actually, the last season 8 as well. So let's start. First off, let's talk about Ice Queeendom a bit first. First off, Ice Queeendom, I'm really enjoying the Japanese voice acting. Yes, I am not a dub snob. Yes, the show... I mean, it... And yes, by the way, this show was supposed to come out in English at the same time as the Japanese version. As I posted in my post, as I pinned in my comment in the last video. The issue was, there are actually probably two issues. Issue number 1 is simcasting, because we can have nice things. I think simcasting, or simultaneous casting, is when it releases. Maybe there were some licensing agreements. Maybe Bandai just wanted to release it in Japanese first. Hopefully they trying to get their money back, because we all know how Bandai hates everyone that's not mainland Japanese. And yeah, so hopefully we'll get an English version once those are cleared up. However, there's also another issue. The original actor of Torchwick, I believe, unfortunately unfortunately died. Unfortunately, is dead. I'm pretty sure I knew that. I think I knew that anyway, which is unfortunate, and that's causing issue. And they have to recast them and redo Torchwick's lines and all that for the new show. There's also the issue I didn't mention before, which I knew about, which was about Good Witch, because she's voice actorless too, because her voice actor was really toxic in the community, mostly to the other voice actresses. Actually, mostly to Barbara, the voice of Yang. So yeah, because we all know that Barbara's a lot like Yang. RWBY is really good at getting voice actors relate their characters, to the detriment of most of them. To the point that they pretty much have to get fired, because they're as unreliable as their characters are. Their personal flaws are as unreliable as their character's flaws. So yeah, and they can't overcome them. But anyway, also, does anyone notice that this Crescent Rose is reverse color scheme? I'm pretty sure that's reverse color scheme. Also, I do like the 3 graphic settings. I do low-key like the 3 graphic settings. They're actually really, really nice. Having the hero shot, the normal, and the low res is actually really nice. Also, I've been enjoying the Japanese voices. Japanese voices have been really good. It took me a while. I had to get used to Ruby's voice, but Ruby's voice, but they all really fit. And again, all these voice actors have been working with Rooster Teeth on the main show since at least Volume 3, and had to redo it for Volume 1 and 2 as well, for the Japanese version of the show. And yeah, that's all been really good. Again, the issues with the subtitles are minor, and they can fix them at any time. And then there was that one thing in episode 2 with the transition with the airship, which was pretty bad. It didn't really transition very well, because it basically skipped 4 episodes, and it looked like it was an actual transition between episode 2 and episode 6 of the original Volume 1. which I don't know what to do about that. I probably should go back and watch Volume 1 before I give my my final impressions when I watch all of Ice Queeendom Season 1, and then do their talks about that. But yeah, no, I don't know about that right now. I don't know about watching it beforehand. Because I want to get my impressions of the show from someone that hasn't watched it, from someone that hasn't watched the original RWBY in a while, but has watched it a lot. At least the first 3 volumes, because they're the first 3 volumes. And then, and also help me give me an impression of, could you really watch this as someone who just now discovered RWBY, or just does not want to touch CGI, primarily CGI. The CGI in this, because it's a Bandai product, of course there will be. Although to be fair, so far there's not much CGI in Ariel, in Gundam Ariel. Not Gundam Ariel. Yes, Gundam Ariel. The new Gundam. No, Gundam Mercury, which I will probably have to watch eventually. But probably when it comes out on DVD, it seems really good. Seems kind of dark, but really good. Well, this seems really dark, but it's really good so far. And yeah, I was also worried about transitioning RWBY, which is main strengths come from it being 3D CGI instead of 2D CGI, and this show has troubles with that. With the transition, the fight scenes are good. They're they're fantastic. For 2D anime, they're fantastic. For 3D anime, for what we had before, they're not that great. I love that they had context. I love how they're not redoing the fights. That would be the worst thing they could have done, and they're not doing that so far. They're not redoing the fights. They're doing it from they're giving you either more information on the fight, like the trailers, giving you better backgrounds and everything, giving you better backgrounds and really giving you more context to the fight, or giving you different angles for fights. But they are not doing it 1-for-1. And that's good. There are some scenes that are near 1-for-1, but I'm pretty sure those are just like, do you remember that? Those are just for the people who, those are just because they're great scenes that should be 1-for-1. Especially since we want to see him, we want to see him in a well-drawn, in a well-drawn 2D style as well as our original 3D style we had, low-budget 3D style that we had with RWBY Volume 1 through 3. Which, through anime music videos, I've seen things that are high budget 3D CGI, and RWBY's RWBY's up there with them. They're mostly vehicle things, like going to my anime music video, or going to my music video playlist. Like one of them, Kotobukai. I don't know what its plot is. I don't know what its plot is. I never read a summary of it. But watching anime music videos of it, the character models are fantastic. The planes are not, and the planes are the focus. The plane battle is kind of, or iffy, in terms of realism and at least look like Ace Combat if you're gonna do it right. If you're gonna do it right, make it look like Ace Combat or any other, or Altu Sumovic or whatever. Like don't at least have the ailerons move, man. Come on, don't be lazy like that. No one should be lazy like that. I want to see the ailerons flapping a bit. And see actual aerial tactics instead of, oh, we're just going to flop the thing and shot at. But yeah. However, the character models and the emotions that they can portray are fantastic. I don't know why the planes can't really show it, except at low speeds. But yeah. But, I mean, RWBY's never really suffered from that either. It's always looked, the character expressions have always looked pretty good. I mean, like, you're listening to an autistic guy talk about that as well. Like, I can't even look at people's faces in real life. So, like, take that for what you will. But, still, like, the expression, I like the expressions in RWBY, and Koto Bukai, and also there's another one. There's another one, but I don't think I can find it right now. But anyway, I'm recording this, so it's probably going to be just a short video, just doing a part 2 of what we did before. Oh yeah, I need to do Volume 8. Yeah, Volume 8. Let me actually switch up the Season 1. I don't know how many episodes are real bad. Probably can look that up, though. It's faster just to do this. Just quick things on Volume 8. My word was basically episode 8 through 14 a roller coaster. It was actually really high on adrenaline and really fantastic. I didn't know why I didn't say that earlier. Again, like the entire volume feels extremely rushed, but it wasn't. You know, like it's extremely rushed on one end. On the other hand, it got done in 14 episodes. What do you want from it? It's Rooster Teeth production. Rooster Teeth Productions never have enough episodes or enough length. But yeah. And also like, also I never talked about Chinlock ever, but that's not what they're here for. Probably he's probably searched up RWBY and found this, particularly RWBY Ice Queeendom. But anyway, so haven't seen Chinlock season 2, haven't seen Ravens of Blue Zero, or its sequel season. I don't know what they're doing over there. But Lucy watched it, and she's not very enthusiastic about watching the second season of Red vs. Blue Zero. So the latest season of Red vs. Blue. And she, like me, was actually thinking, yeah, she was a Red vs. Blue fan before she was a RWBY fan. Yeah, not as long as I was, because, you know, Halo, and I'm older than her. Not by much, though. I mean, it depends on how you think about such things. But anyway. So she also started watching Red vs. Blue first, even though it's really rare to find a Red vs. Blue watcher who doesn't also play Halo. She is not much of a gamer. She does hardcore games though, Red Dead, Red Dead and its sequel, and other Western RPGs. But anyway, so yeah. Volume 8 was really good. Again, just really rushed. And I really did like episode 14. Everything played out the way it needed to. Kind of brings up that, I mean, when I think about it, like, I watched this video on the divide in the RWBY community. And one of the biggest divide is people who worship Rooster Teeth and people who are still fans but hate everything they do, or at least find the flaws in everything they do, or find flaws in everything they do. I lean more towards worshiping Rooster Teeth, but Rooster Teeth does, outside of their management issues, the actual content, if you only watch their content in the vacuum, they're really like, it's good. Like, it's not bad. Most of it's not bad anyway. And some of it's insanely good. Ice Queeendom, again, has its issues, episode 2, not showing at least a time lapse of at least showing them knock on the castle, go inside, and then a time lapse showing several days showing a day passing, and then them leaving. They should have done that. That wouldn't have cost very much time, but as you can see, they must have 23 minutes and 50 seconds on each episode, which does have an issue in episode 3 because episode 3 ran too long and ran into the credits. That's probably like an allowance time. When they run credits, they can run into it if they need to. Because other episodes they've ended right before the credits. I think I take Rooster Teeth's. Whatever. We'll go as long as we need to, and we're trying to keep it short as we can. But yeah, I prefer Rooster Teeth's over Bandai's We Must Have Fixed Time every single time. Also, don't know what's 30 minutes. 30 minutes would help. 30 minutes would help these episodes, I think. Albeit, maybe there's an alternate universe where I'm saying maybe it needs to be 40. Another one that says maybe it should be 2 hours. No, they should be 30 minutes. I think these episodes should be 30 minutes. I think they just should be standard for Aristotles, to be honest. But anyway, are we done with this video? I think so. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate watching on these videos. It means a lot to me. Also means a lot to me. Check out the rest of the stuff in the description below, such as the RWBY Sports channel, which records RWBY Sports channels are watching these videos, engaging in the content we produce and by sharing with friends and stuff. Alright. And just looking at, I was looking to see, the guy that replied my comment replied to my thank you. Just said, of course, which is nice of him. But anyway, I don't comment much on interesting videos, which, thank goodness I have comments. The only other streaming platform that seemingly does is Mini Wargaming. Netflix, can you comment on Netflix videos? I don't think so. Can you even review them? Can you even thumbs them up? I don't think so. I mean, Rooster has come a long way since the days of their players sucking every single day, every single time, and they only updated it to make it worse. And just the site being more... Actually, the site's always been okay. Never worked with the store very well, but that's just the thing that hasn't changed. The days of the blog, which are formerly dead. Yes, it's true they should have killed it a long time ago. It had useful information on it, but it also got toxic real quick. Kind of like Halo's community posts on YouTube. But anyway, oh no, I should. I'm sorry, Rooster Teeth, I forgot something. Oh, please don't make sound. Okay, just put Rooster. Rooster actually is the first search. But Rooster's back on YouTube. That is all. Also, I need to talk about something real quick that I completely blanked on the last time. We might be making more of these, depending on. I'll try to make them every new. If I need to make it every episode, I will. But I don't think I will make them in between unless I got really something to say. But the music it has been fantastic. I actually do notice that it's actually by the people that made Metal Gear music and a lot of popular series and a lot of other series you may have heard of. Like you may have looked at in the description of the original soundtrack. I have picked up on that. Don't think you can give that past me. And it's just the music's fantastic. Just really, really quiet. Really, really quiet. And yeah, the eyes, I think I stopped being bothered by the eyes. It took me 3 episodes, but I stopped being bothered by the eyes, but they're still pretty bad. Like, why? In motion, they're okay, but like this, they're pretty bad. And also for episode 3, the main bed episode 3, it works. I wonder where the alternate costumes come in. Because so far, they don't really make sense to how they would implement them. But we gotta see, because the real game begins, or the real anime begins in this case. Real anime begins with episode 4. But yeah. And yeah. Man, no, I do like, I do really like the series now. I was indifferent. I was hopeful, then indifferent when I was hopeful before episode 1. I was indifferent before episode 3, and now I'm actually really enjoying the series, episode 3. I need to find the trailer so I can put it in my music playlist, which is open for everyone to check out. It's another minute you have. But anyway. Anything else? Lucy loves it too. Lucy loves it too. But anyway. Yeah. I guess one closing statement before I stop recording, before I finish the video. Like okay. Red vs. Blue and RWBY is one of the things that is one of the very few things that me and Lucy actually found independently of each other and actually kind of not watched together. We have a very unique way of doing things, but like it's one of the very things that we share that we had before we met each other. Of course, we're gonna be sharing my art, and her art, my art, and my videos and everything. Like she's gonna be here for a lot of recording when she actually moves in, when we actually when we actually meet, and everything. And like Red vs. Blue and RWBY have been one of the things that have been very, very important to us. And it seems like Rooster Teeth is doing better, which fills me with joy. Which fills me with endless joy knowing that they're doing better. Or at least they're stable, or at least they're not doing worse than they were before. Because it was pretty downhill for a long bit there, and yeah, and Rooster Teeth is something that is very, very special on the internets, and just in general. There is a reason why so many creators flock to it. Like Montiom did. Montiom. Am I saying his name wrong? I can't believe I'm saying his name wrong for once. Montiom for one, and the and just how big the Rooster community is. And yeah, of course, all the new people that have joined on RWBY and everything, because of all the old cast leaving. Actually, that's leaving. Leaving is a very strong word right now when it comes to describing how the Reds won. How the Reds won the Red vs. Blue Civil War. But yeah. But anyway, so yeah, it's just that. Can't wait to talk about more RWBY stuff. But now, since it touched Bandai, we at least have an avenue of it surviving without the original company. RWBY surviving without the original company. Red vs. Blue, it's still going along, and it could survive. It's been like dragged along by Microsoft, like about 343 at Microsoft. Like, have you seen the community posts? Like most of the community posts have a Red vs. Blue quote now. At least if the armor or color scheme is anywhere in shape, form, you can fathom a Red vs. Blue quote. or a reference or a remark that could be any way or shape form links back to Rivers of Blue. Yeah, no, they're doing that now, which is fantastic. They should be. But yeah. All right. Oh, one last thing. The food in episode 3. You know when Blake and Son were having a date in volume 1, having a date, whatever they were doing. Blake was trying to calm down effectively. That steak looked good. And what I loved about that was food which you believe you would find in Vale. Like, they didn't just throw on some Japanese something. They threw in stuff that actually looked like it belonged in Vale. Vale, like, pseudo-America, European, kind of old, kind of not, Vale in its weird way that Vale is. That looked really, really nice. I wonder how they're gonna do the detectives, or just gonna skip it, because that would be a problem. But they could always recast people. They love the recast in RWBY. They love the recast in RWBY Land. In Red Blue Land, they just got entirely new characters. But anyway. Oh! Right now that I've formally believed I got this in my normal video length, because I was feeling short before. Now it's time to wrap this. Up. All right, that'd be it. So thanks for watching. Do appreciate watching this video. It means lots to me. Oh, one last thing. One last thing before I end the video. One last thing. I will be playing the definitive edition of RWBY Grim Eclipse, there you go, on Switch. I will be playing that. I will be checking out all its new content. Like, it's going to be Skins of Square. I will be checking out all its new content, and yeah, I will be doing that one day. I just need to work up that will to play Switch. Well, I'm console again, but anyway, I gotta work up that will every like 5 months apparently. But anyway, alright, that's it for you. Thanks for watching, and I guess see you in a second.